All right, good afternoon, everyone, and it's good morning over here. Side pain. Just wanted to touch base a little bit, kind of give you a little bit of insight on a little bit of the stress levels and things like that that kind of arise from it. So, kind of when it all happened, when I lost my job, it just kind of went into a downward spiral. So it's hard to recover from that, and what I kind of, you try to take on a lot at once, and you thinking, that's the answer to recover, and that's the answer to get over the depression and the stress. But after falling, several times trying to pick myself up and just keep falling, I just realized that like the slow and steady pace is going to be the most important, and it's going to give you the longest life, I guess you can say, in terms of um, it lasting in getting you out of that depression phase. So I'm still in it just because I'm still a little depressed just because I keep getting, I get good news, and then all of a sudden I get bad news, and I'm not sure why I get that bad news after just getting good news. So kind of give you an example. CarMax, we signed to go into arbitration. So we're going to be going into arbitration, which it's the same thing as going to court, except it's kept private. So whatever happens in arbitration is not supposed to be talked about. And it's usually it's in front of a retired judge, so it's somebody who has that kind of scope of work and who's pretty familiar with the laws. But what's been kind of bugging me for my case is just the black and white aspect. I just feel like a lot of times attorneys will come in and try to sway it, but it's just for me it's just real black and white. And the reason why I say that is because just again the order of the way things went down. When I filed with the EOC on March 1st, and then on April 1st I get fired. And on my termination document, it was literally blank. They didn't give me a reason for it. They pulled me into an office and they told me why they are going to try to fire me, which they told me it was integrity. But when it came down to it, they never officially gave me, a reason. And on my termination paperwork, they didn't put anything down. So kind of my plan of attack is when I go in front of the arbitrator, it's purely just to give them the hard facts, just to let them know, hey, and what I kind of my approach, and maybe you guys can give me some insight, is I simply want to say, hey, opposing counsel, can you guys supply the reasoning for why I was terminated? And kind of what I'm hoping for is they say, well, it was integrity. Okay, we'll prove where the integrity lies, or that where I broke rules, I guess you can say, for that integrity. And the fact of the matter is, there is no proof. There's no way they're going to be able to get that information if there was information out there, because it just doesn't exist. So um, what I'm hoping for is that when they say, they just try to give like kind of a wording, or a vocal opinion on why they fired me. Then I can turn around and provide a hard copy document of my termination that says it's blank. It doesn't leave anything. And kind of the next step forward is to talk to the arbitrator and say, okay, they're saying that they fired me because of integrity, but they have not yet showed proof. I have a documentation signed by the general manager that says, um, it's empty, it doesn't say anything. And it's the arbitrator's right to go in and say, okay, well, you filed a complaint on the 1st of March, and then they filed you on April 1st, and they didn't give you any reason. Right then and there is retaliation. I mean, just so close to it, and kind of the turn of events that happened with me. It's fishy, but it's bothering me, just because I fear that they're going to come up with some. I don't know what they're going to come up with. And that's kind of the fear, is the unknown aspect. If we do decide to go through the full arbitration, as I mentioned, they're going to have one opportunity to settle this, and right now that's currently in place. So I have until the 24th for them to come back with a settlement offer. Right now the offer is at $2.5 million, and my attorney, he wants to withdraw for whatever reason. So on that date, I told my attorney that I'm going to give him to the 24th, and then the settlement offer expires. Once that settlement offer expires, there's no going back. I know going further into the arbitration, the attorneys, once they start seeing that the evidence against them is going to destroy them, they are going to try to settle. And at that point, I'm not going to settle. They have one opportunity to settle, and if they don't do it, that's not my problem. At this point, you've waited too long, and you've dragged this on too long. So that's kind of my stress for the day. Kind of what's worked for me is step at a time. So right now, today, I'm just gonna go to the gym, and sometimes I get overwhelmed when I go to the gym. I try to attack it and try to do everything. But today's session, like usually I have a plan before I go to the gym, but today's session, I'm just gonna go into the gym and kind of let the gym pull me in the direction that it wants to, so to speak, like the energy, let my body feel what I feel like I need to work out, and let the gym kind of decide for me. And I think it's important because it takes less off your mind, where you're not having to think so much about what you need to do, how much you need to accomplish. You just kind of go to the gym, and especially helps at the beginning of the week, because it allows you to go back into that cycle of working out, because I take 2 days off, Saturday and Sunday. So kind of gets you back into the routine. So just keep in mind, guys, it's a step at a time. Like we think a step, in the magnitude of steps, we think a step is like, oh, I got to go find a job and I got to make $100,000. A lot of people think that's the first step. That's not the first step. First step, honestly, is just waking up every day, waking up and being able to get out of bed to go put in the application to do it, and so on and so on. It's got to take those baby steps, and you can't let anybody have an opinion on you and how you want to operate your day, because everybody moves at a slow pace. So I'm rooting for you guys. Just kind of stay motivated. I know sometimes it's hard. Trust me, I understand that, and that's kind of today's the unmotivating day, just because it's been weighing on me. But I'm just gonna go to the gym and let the gym kind of push me in that direction, kind of give me my motivation back and whatnot. So I'm rooting for you guys. Hopefully, you guys are rooting for me, and hopefully, we get some good news on the 24th or before the 24th. And if not, then it's going to be a long battle. But looking forward to you guys' support. Thanks again.